No,
Kittens
we're live.
everywhere.
Howdy.
Got Auntie Lena with us. Johnny's over there.
He's hiding.
He's hiding behind his hands.
I'm in the menagerie.
Yeah, that's right.
So, hope everybody's.
Can you guys hear me okay? Or should I turn it? I can turn it
I
up.
can hear you.
Okay, testing. It's okay.
I can hear you just fine.
Good. And we've got lots of people already there.
Happy birthday, Becca. Becca's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh.
That's why we're doing it on her channel tonight. We skipped me
Wow.
to do Becca tonight. So very, very happy birthday tomorrow.
Wow.
I think I'll go live tomorrow for a kitchen disasters while I attempt to make myself a birthday cake.
Yeah.
If
Becca,
it's anything like the last time
I just thought of a funny question to end with.
If it's anything like the last kitchen disasters where I was trying to bake something, half of the stuff ended up on the floor. So we'll see. Knock on wood.
Oh, no.
That doesn't happen tomorrow. So I'll try to make a birthday cake. But that's about it. That's all I got going on. So, any special from anybody? You guys want to have anything or?
Well, I just wanted to say, like I was saying to you before we went on, I've only just caught up with all the footage of J6, and you've got to say Nancy Pelosi, she was so calm under pressure. It was a real acid test how people coped with pressure, wasn't it, really?
Oh, yeah. And I was, Jenny was, for those of you that are, in the chat, I missed the hearings. I've only caught little snippets of it here and there on YouTube. So Jenny was giving me the rundown on everything because I missed quite a bit. And that's supposed to be the last hearing, correct?
Supposed to be, although they ended the hearing by voting to subpoena Trump. Thank you, Impish, and thank you, Jody.
Thank you. So,
and I like the part at one point where Nancy Pelosi, having been very dignified and calm and keeping it all together and speaking to people on both sides of the aisle and everything, and then when they said Trump was going to try and go to the Capitol, she morphed into her Italian self and said, if he does, I'm going to punch him in the face, I'm going to go to jail, then I'll be happy.
Because she was getting, thank you, Letitia, she was getting all these reports that they were like defecating in the Capitol and people's offices and stuff. And, they were trying to figure out when they were going to be allowed to go back in to finish the vote. And then Trump's like going to come to the Capitol. Yes, he was going to bitch slap him.
I just can't.
Thank you,
What would drive a person to literally poop in someone's office? Like are you a dog? You know what I'm saying? Or a cat? Like an animal? You know what I mean? Like there's swarms of people rolling around the Capitol, trashing the place, and you're over there in the corner just. That's just gross, man.
I know. And so many of them who only see the sanitized version later, they were just patriots and stuff. Do they even know that happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you, Pamela.
And it kind of, it pisses me off how the Republican Party has commandeered the term patriot.
Oh, always. Oh, yeah.
And it's like every time, like around Veterans Day or everything where people thank me for my service. Oh, you're such a patriot. It's like, ew, don't call me that. Because they've turned it into a dirty thing. It's a dirty thing now. It's not something to
But it is a problem because they own it.
Yeah.
And so if you have any critique of America, you're not a patriot. And that's how the nation stays in this juvenile state for another 50 years or 100 years, because you can't talk about the real issues that need to be resolved, so it's a dangerous thing that they
and it's cyclical
patriotism away from people who care about their country.
Yeah.
Thank you, Super Truthful and Sharon, and good to see Lori from the Way of Positive Change in chat that survived Hurricane Ian.
Yep. Yep, we're so happy that you're good. I saw Allie in the chat as well. Hi, Allie. So
somebody's kitty's trying to play with my kitty on the screen.
Is that legal?
You should play the kitten video I posted the other day of the 3 kittens in the bathtub with Mama Lucy looking over like, yep, y'all are in trouble.
Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Peggy.
Oh, true story. For her birthday girl.
So
this is Roro, Chris. Skewy was up here. I had all of them with Lucy up here. Thank you, Jenn. Roro is my tarot cat. She is almost always on the table now.
Oh, but it's and where's little Bellatrix? Because she's over there. Because she's like Lucy's little shadow. I know that.
She's actually laying with Skewy in front of the heating vent because we got down into the 20s last night.
Really?
So the heat's been kicking on nonstop, and they have discovered finally the heating vents. Thank you, Kathy.
Oh, you guys are so lucky. Okay, so this week we got a little bit of raining last night, but then a few days ago, remember I texted you guys and I was like, there's thunder and lightning. It's a torrential. I was so happy. I sat outside. I was like, yay. And then Peanut was telling me that we're still in La Nina, so we're expecting some rain early season and then a dry winter again this year. So that's gonna suck. So I'm cherishing it every chance we get it, because it's
and we've got these dreadful floods in Australia, and it's funny, until I was 10 we used Fahrenheit and feet and inches and stuff, and then we converted, and I like kilometers and all the rest of the stuff. Generally it's really sensible, but when it comes to the weight of babies, no, I need to know how many ounces. I don't care if is 2 kilograms a good thing? What? And the other thing is floodwaters. The river's up by 3.2 meters, and I'm ringing my sister and go, what is it in feet?
What's the conversion?
Oh, okay, that's bad. Yeah.
So, anything from you, Mr. Johnie?
I'll be live Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific both times.
And for those that are not in the chat and you missed Johnny's walkabout live the other day, go check it out because that was...
it is hilarious. I'm halfway through it.
It was messy, but I'm so here.
Thank you, June. He was people watching and saying everything we all think when we're people watching, and I was just rolling.
It's like somebody just turned on the randomizer and I just started saying stuff and I couldn't stop. So
it was great.
And the title of the video, Let's Read. Did you? I still haven't watched it all. Did you get to a reading?
I did one reading in 2 hours and 47 minutes.
Oh my God.
Johnnie people
That's
watching.
me. What are you going to do?
I enjoyed it very much so. So Jenny, can you please, for those in the chat as well as for me, especially for me and Lena and anybody else, that were not able to tune in to this January 6 hearings, the highlights or what you thought was important, or
well,
yeah.
Definitely that Nancy and Chuck Schumer were all over trying to get help there from the National Guard. They were denied 14 times. Like 14 times, 14 National Guard was not sent.
That is
Did they
shocking.
disclose? Did the committee disclose who declined? Or
Well,
and why it was
the only people that can send the National Guard are the president and the head of Department of Defense, which was a Trump appointee, and then you had Mike Flynn's brother in there in Department of Defense too. So, Mike Pence was also trying to get National Guard there, but Trump never did authorize National Guard.
But were they told that the Capitol was under siege?
Yes.
Yes.
And they still did not.
Yes.
Yes. Nancy was telling them all kinds of crimes are being committed, besides the fact that they're poo-pooing all over the offices. And she said, that's not our concern. Concern is safety, of course. And remember, while all this was going on, Lauren Boebert's texting out and tweeting out her location in the Capitol. The other big thing was how far in advance, days in advance, that Secret Service knew they would be armed, that this was going to be dangerous. The funniest tape of Nancy that Lena and I were talking about before was when Trump wanted to go to the Capitol, and Nancy heard about it, and she was like, "I will slap him. I will knock him out."
Wow.
And I think she could have. I think she probably.
But she was magnificent overall. She kept really calm. She was so respectful when she was talking to Pence and others. She really kept it together under pressure.
Thank you,
I was
Johnson.
hugely impressed.
The other tapes they kept playing were of Roger Stone, where he was saying, "Go straight to the violence, go straight to the violence." So he was pushing the Peanut Butter Boys and the Oath Creepers to do the go straight to violence. Like they knew what they're. The other big thing was, he had been planning all the way since June. I think further back than that, because he was saying in April, if he didn't win the election, that it was rigged. But they said he'd been planning the coup since June, and that everybody told him, and he even admitted he lost, and still was like,
yes.
And there were tapes of Bannon saying, he's going to come out and just say he won. He knows he didn't, but he's going to come out and just say he won, which is what a dictator would do.
Yeah.
And which is what he did do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else really super big. The Secret Service was a big one, because that meant FBI knew, because that had to be intel that was shared with the White House, Secret Service, and FBI, Department of Defense. They all knew that they were going to bring weapons, that this was going to be violent. I want to know why Christopher Wray is still sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's...
Okay, we're going to ask that because
I would love to throw cards on that. Why is he still where he is? Because he did nothing to protect anybody. He was sort of in a wait and see attitude. If you heard,
look, it's a miracle one of the Congress people wasn't either killed outright or held hostage. You could just see a scenario. They could have grabbed any of the Dems and held them hostage. Close to getting, we're not letting them go till Trump is,
His came close to getting grabbed. But Christopher Wray, if you saw his testimonies in previous hearings, he was always in this sort of, wait and see attitude or whatever. And,
meanwhile, people are storming the Capitol, and they stormed the Capitol for how many hours was it total?
Nearly 4, wasn't it? Or something?
4 or 5 hours? And you're just like, we'll just wait and see. Just wait.
No, Banana Republic stuff.
Had the warnings in advance, but didn't get anybody ready. And Secret Service being in on it. If you remember, Biden would not accept the Secret Service assigned by Trump.
Hell no.
He wanted his people back again. Mike Pence would not get in the car with Secret Service and leave. It's like they all knew.
Chris Wickens says today Stone stated if Trump runs in 24, he's going to beat the hell out of him. What does he mean, beat the hell out of Biden or out of Trump? Can you clarify that, Chris?
There's tapes running where Stone is saying he would not support Trump again, and that he would get the hell beat out of him, is what he says in the tape. So
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
He's basically sort of pulled his support of Trump for if he runs again.
Bill O'Reilly told him not to run too. Actually, he told him to get out of the country until the midterms are over. I get an exit here with the 8 of Cups. So why is he still there? I don't know, but I do get an exit there. And once information is revealed, Ace of Swords and the Devil, once this comes to light, because that's coming up, Sword of Truth and the Devil, not a good combination if you're trying to hide something. The 6 of Wands, person at the center of attention, the important person in the 4 of Wands there in the organization as the exit.
I'm getting the same thing. I've got something quick, something soon. Maybe in secret, a forced retirement, surprising everybody, changing who's the head of it. He was sharing information about the insurrection, that they would be armed and stuff. knew about all the planning and all this stuff coming out, it's going to burden him. I'm getting like taking early retirement or something.
Yeah.
I didn't say why he's still there, but it's looks like he may be leaving.
Yes. I think as we speak, he's putting all his ducks in a row here with this Eight of Pentacles to leave. There's a twist here, isn't there? There's a twist. It's almost like he wants to leave, but they won't let him yet, or something. There's something weird that I can't get a handle on. I think he'll write the book. We'll all have to sit through the promotion of Christopher Wray's bloody book, you know. But talk about married to the mob. I think he's married to some powerful shakers and movers, and they might not be the household names we think of as head honchos, but we are talking. The CIA and the FBI, let's face it, are shadowy organizations. The real power, we will never know those names. They're always given code names and stuff. It's like he knows too much for them to just quickly, like a normal job, you change a bank manager or something. He knows too much, and he's wounded. But, yeah, my takeaway is he'd actually love to be gone.
And as a side note, the cards that Lena is using is from her new deck, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Available on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's available everywhere. It's at Target.com, Barnes & Noble. Anywhere you can buy a book, it is available.
And soon, I don't know when, you'll be able to just buy the book, which I think will be good for beginners. You know, they don't have to. Me. Yeah.
That would
get
be
the cards too.
So Target, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. If you want to help or support our wonderful Auntie Lena, go grab yourself a deck.
Yeah. So, thanks very much, Becca.
Good luck. My promoting Lena. I get that. Why is he still there? There's an ongoing investigation. And a new investigation. I got Fox, Clover, Writer, Cross, and Child. There's an ongoing difficult investigation, quite possibly to do with something around little people. I don't know if that's the Proud Boys or something like that. But then Fox, Writer, and Child, there's news of a new investigation or something that's in the early stages. Also, perhaps something about news of his work, reading the Fox as work in the context of work, but a new investigation into little people. So perhaps the more little people they get, the more we'll find out how involved they were with Secret Service, and then how that leads out into FBI.
Here's some of the excerpts from emails from Secret Service, because remember Secret Service wiped a lot of stuff off their phones, but they were able to get some emails and text messages. December 26th, so wait, 2 weeks before January 6th, Secret Service email. They think they will have a large enough group to march into DC armed and will outnumber the police so they can't be stopped. Their plan is to literally kill people. Please take this tip seriously and investigate further. The Peanut Butter Boys have detailed their plans on multiple websites, such as, and they give some of the websites. Gallows don't require electricity. Patriots will be there armed to the teeth. And if the filthy commie maggots try to push their fraud through, there will be hell to pay. That was some of the stuff they were seeing from Peanut Butter Boys. Our lawmakers in Congress can leave one or two ways: one, in a body bag, or two, after rightfully certifying Trump the winner. So,
you do have to thank the gods that be that people are still stupid enough to leave footprints like that.
Yes.
And to put stuff on internet websites like nobody can find it except you.
Yeah. They're just like little kids going, "You can't see me."
Yeah. I cannot believe I wanted to say thank you to Astrid Hamilton for the PayPal for my birthday. Thank you so much. That's so greatly appreciated. Astrid, thank you. Thank you.
We were saved, Donald Trump too. We were saved by stupidity.
Yep.
Lord have mercy.
Stupidity and ketchup flinging.
Yeah, dog it.
Yeah. So
Stupid saved the day.
So to piggyback off of that, with all the January 6th stuff that I missed, any other questions that we should be looking at?
I'd like to look at Secret Service, but I'm not sure how to ask the question. Like, are there going to be some Secret Service people directly linked in with Peanut Butter Boys and Trump that could face criminal charges?
Okay.
What about, will there be repercussions for Secret Service operatives? Yeah. Okay. Will there be? Oh my word.
Purely for entertainment purposes only. YouTube, we are not spreading misinformation.
My head's exploding.
Robin says here that Herschel Walker didn't turn up. Was that another debate or something?
Oh, he turned up.
He turned up for one. With his fake policeman badge.
Yep.
That was a surreal moment.
Everything with him surreal. He is not right. Thank you, Asia, and thank you, Pam.
I don't think he knows what planet he's on. I really don't. He's.
Oh, Asia got her One World Tarot deck.
Whoa. Thanks, Asia.
Secret Service.
So I asked if there's a link between any of them and the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers or something like that. I get the Queen. It answers something different. Queen of Wands and the Justice. That is a judge, my judge card, and then Justice. So not just a judge, but a lawyer, an investigation, something legal is going on there. The Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords has something to do with the work and also moving something. Moving something through trouble as well. So this may be tied to Mike Pence specifically, because I also want to know what, if he got in the car, then what was going to happen.
Yes.
And so that's a whole nother thing. But then the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Pentacles, there's hiding something in technology. So their telephones, their emails, their this is their that's is still a lot going on there. The Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yes, there are some. Right now, you have to sift through the rice to find the maggots. So we are still going through a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of paperwork, whole bunch of stuff that left footprints. So to answer the question, I believe yes, but there is an investigation happening right now too.
I want to say a quick thank you to Jennifer Kolig. Thank you so much for the PayPal birthday gift. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody for all these super chats coming through.
Thank you to everyone.
Very generous, guys.
And I'm sorry, I don't, like I've said a million times, I'm on StreamYard, so I don't really see all of the comments. So my apologies for that, but thank you to everyone. I really appreciate it.
I'm getting somebody in Secret Service is going to be trapped in a partnership, with all these people, like a secret partnership. And there is something about moving things around also. So it may have to do with moving the boxes to Mar-a-Lago and stuff. But definitely on the insurrection. And there's going to be a lot of changes in Secret Service. I think some are going to be put out in the cold, no longer serving. But this tells me somebody could end up in jail with that on the bottom. Thank you, Lucretia. There's going to be a lot of regrets going around.
I share a birthday with Running Sloth. Her mom was born October 17th.
Oh, go Running Sloth. Well, I got on this. Everything is just so irritating and unsatisfying with these people. Okay, the magician here. I could talk for an hour about what that might be for this question, but it's like they took advantage of their position, their unique position, to spread misinformation from the no. Now they're having to wear the wounds of that because, it's like Johnie was saying, didn't they realize someone would find it? Delete, no, it's not working. Some are moving away, but not all. I keep getting this 7 of Cups for all these what will happen legal cases. And this is the DOJ, me saying this now. They don't know how to deal with this sheer volume of corruption. They know this is all connected to the steel and all of that, but they have so much information, they're drowning in it. I almost feel sorry for the DOJ. You have to sort through millions of incidences and then craft a case for the strongest or whatever. So I think this is a recurring problem.
And it's incredible too, Lena, to realize the how many government agencies were involved and individuals in that's the scary shit right there. Because otherwise you're just otherwise you're just looking at the crazy wannabe.
Oh, the odd rogue, this and that. But they had 5 years to get inside these really important organizations.
Yeah.
Whistleblowers would put their heads up and say, look out, trouble. And the DOJ goes, oh, great. Just give me 5 years and I'll look into that.
Yeah.
They need a flying squad. They need a legal flying squad that can just assess stuff really quickly or something. Yeah. Something needs to give decent American people faith in their institutions.
Because at this point, it's a bit discouraging to see how easily he was able to corrupt these institutions. All the
way to the top of the Department of Defense. I mean, that was scary when he started replacing people there. And thank you, Star Child. Secret Service everywhere. It's just scary that they could be so close to
so easily corrupted.
Yeah.
And then that's not even getting into the fake elector schemes.
No, that's what I mean. There's so much stuff because it was allowed to fester for so long. Whereas if a whistleblower spoke up, it should be that those people were suspended with or without pay. We could until it comes about. So in other words, they're out of commission for 5 years or 15 years till their case comes up with the DOJ.
So I have a follow-up question.
Could have been the other way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Becca, go on.
No, it's okay. I got the fish, the whip, and the garden. I would say yes. There could be a few that may have acted independently with the riot or the rioters, because there's a lot of violence and fighting here with a large group of people. This is independence. So,
So, follow-up question. All these inside people that he got into, all these different, divisions of our government, are any of them still in contact with him, giving him heads-ups and warnings, especially from the Department of Justice? Are any of them giving him
information?
Yeah. Meaning Trump.
Giving to Trump.
Wow.
Oh, if I may, for everybody in the chat, tomorrow is Lynn Taro's birthday as well. So we're birthday twinsies. So if you guys could just go over there and give her a happy birthday. I'm going to call her tomorrow and wish her a happy birthday. But Lynn Tarot readings, it's her birthday tomorrow. My little birthday twin. So
cute.
I love her. She's so sweet.
She just had her daughter in a video with her, and her daughter looks just like her.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
Yep. She's not too far from me. She's like about 40 minutes away. I should, now that COVID's over and everybody's vaccinated and boosted and everything, I should make some time to go out there and visit her. That would be fun to do a reading with her live.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can kick off here. Is that okay, Becca?
Yes, please go ahead.
I only pulled 4 cards and 3 are major arcana, and it's like, here they are in the DOJ. They've had a chance to rethink what their priorities are, where their loyalties are, but quelle surprise, they've decided to go with secrecy because they're still foolish and they're talking to the fool. And so to me, the answer is yes. I don't know that there's a lot of them or anything, but you only need 1 or 2 moles. But my vibe here is Merrick Garland assumes, I think, is fair to say they are still there. He might not know everyone, but he operates, my feeling is assuming you can't trust everyone in the room for every briefing.
I get that too, Lena. Like within the structure of everything, there are still those that have that longing, after Trump lost. I get in abundance, in secret, maybe moving things to Trump for him to look at, or calling him, giving him, treacherous information. I get there's all kinds of corruption, and there's still big yes card. But I get they're watching them and might indict a few of these.
Interesting.
I get yes. There's a person here specifically. There's possible. There's a man, could be a veteran as well. He was newer to his administration, means he was in the last 2 years, possibly appointed to somewhere higher. Yes, with the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Cups, there is communication and partnerships and that type of thing. Here's the catch, though. You can warn me, say, for instance, that Letitia James is going to sue me in my company. You can warn me 3 months ahead of time. That still does not affect her case necessarily, because she still has her evidence and her proof or her whatever. So although he is getting messages here with the government, the 10 of Swords, I don't think they are effective for him as soon. And they're still causing worry. They're still causing fights with the 5 of Wands. So he still has a lot of crap coming at him, whether or not he's getting the inside messages or not. So yeah, even though he's getting the messages, I still think he's up the bovine river with no means of locomotion, as they say. So
I'm with John on this one. I pulled this one. That's a yes, Clover. But I pulled 2 more to just get a full story. You're out of luck, buddy. You're fucked. So that's what I get. So
that's very esoteric of you, Becca. Thank you.
Step around and find out, just like Alex Jones. Thank you, Patty.
I try.
Alex Jones. Okay.
Let's go there.
They say, because first of all, I ain't a Christian, so I ain't supposed to be holier than thou. But you're not supposed to. I need to be. That's what I need to.
That's what you need. Ears that move, Becca. Horns that move.
You're not supposed to rejoice in somebody else's downfall. However, in this case, what he did to those people, I rejoiced when I got a text from Trillium Tarot, and she told me that one person had like $120 million awarded, and they weren't even finished with the list. They had like 18 people to go, and I'm like, even though you're going to appeal it and all this stuff and move stuff around and make it look like you have no money, okay. But I still like the fact that it was stuck to you at the end of the day. And you lost, even figuratively speaking, $1 billion just like that.
And I was watching. I caught a clip of Morning Joe on YouTube where they had George Conway on there, and they were talking about like, well, what happens if he files for bankruptcy? What happens if he can't pay? Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And George Conway was explaining that there's all these other third-party legal institutions that the families can pay that will go after Alex Jones for the rest of his life for every single nickel, penny, and dime that he has. Everything.
Can I read
And every
something?
offshore account he tries to hide it in and everything. Thank you, Jacqueline.
I did a reading, if I can insert that just now. It started with the Six of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. This is a person he knew that from a while ago, they're old acquaintances or something like that, and the Three of Pentacles is a partnership. And then I got the Death card and the Fool. There's a change coming to where that person gets signed a lot of assets to them. The Six of Pentacles looks like a gift, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, hey, would you like $220 million? Here, something of that nature. It's because it's the Page of Pentacles too, so it's all his assets. It's paper. So he's signing over something to somebody he knew, but they're also in cahoots or in business or something like that. Because the question was, what is he going to do now that he is on the hook for almost $1 billion? And I'm like, there's a bunch of assets going and flying away. Now, the word of warning was Four of Swords. It's not a good idea, though. But they're full of bad ideas, so why shouldn't they have another one? And it ends in the Four of Wands. It's almost like a company is signed as well, or assets, or anything that he can claim that he has or owns. It seems like he's getting rid of it somehow. But
but the problem for me too is he's still got a microphone in his hand and he's still denying the lot.
While they're telling
I
him
don't
what he's
care
going
if
to have
they
to
fine
pay.
him $78 billion. I'd rather see them take the microphone away.
And that's what George Conway was saying, that he does not see how Alex Jones will be able to continue on the platform that he has, that he will not be able to continue doing what he's doing because they're going to basically bankrupt him.
He sat there while they were telling him you're going to owe $965 million. Plus, if you add what he lost in Texas in that lawsuit, it was over $1 billion. He's got one more court case coming up still, so he's going to be well over $1 billion.
To me, this isn't
he's sitting there
justice.
telling people on InfoWars, send me money. I guarantee you it will never get to these families. After his stupid cronies that watched him went to this one child's grave and peed on it. On a grave of one of the children.
He did that?
His people that watch him.
Yeah.
Because
why hasn't he been done another charge of inciting violence? Because those families have been stalked for 6 years.
Yeah.
And what it's saying is the system doesn't work. And what Trump has showed everybody is when you take no notice of it, it goes away.
So here's a question, and it's a good one from David Lee in the comment section. I don't usually ask from the comments. We typically get our questions from the community page, but he's got a good point. Are they going to give him a gag order to Alex Jones to
That's
shut
what I'm wanting. Whoever did that for Roger Stone, I am eternally impressed.
Yes.
Gag orders for these guys.
Yeah, but Roger was still facing trial when he was gagged. I'd
He
like to
was
know.
gagged. Remember, Alex Jones, Roger Stone was gagged. He didn't say stuff, but then he started posting pictures. Remember that?
He was attacking his judge in his court case. So the verdict
Alex
has been read.
as well.
You're talking about the verdict has been read here. I want to know, will they cause InfoWars to shut down, which would be a gag order on Alex Jones? Will they cause InfoWars to shut down?
See, but then why not just start InfoWars Point 2?
Yeah, look, exactly.
Like Glenn Beck lost his show. He still has a show. Bill O'Reilly lost his show. He still has a show. Sean Hannity can lose his. He'll still have a show. Nothing stops them necessarily. Now, mind you, this is the whole Democrats love to say it too. I'll defend your right to the death of free speech, because who's to say one day that we sitting here are not the extremist? And so, you can always throw up that type of thing, but when you start inciting people to do stuff,
yes,
harmful,
there's a difference.
when it becomes different.
And if he goes over and starts a different channel or different name or whatever, he's still got income coming in. Will they go after his income no matter where he moves? Will they shut him down financially?
Will they shut him down financially?
And I want to say a thank you to Lucky Girl for the PayPal donation for my kitchen disasters tomorrow. Please be sure to tune into that, because that's going to be...
What's happening?
Let's see how much stuff I drop on the floor. So, thank you, Lucky Girl.
Yeah, these families obviously would much rather have their children back, but they're
yeah.
still their families, even children they have that are still living, are being antagonized unmercifully.
Yeah, see, I don't understand how this other stuff isn't a crime when you're dealing with children. Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, financially, yes. The Five of Pentacles, that's your loss, that's your poverty, that type of thing. It's surrounded by the moon, though. The details of that are still murky. You can take, he's worth $220 million, I think the internet said. Take 221 and he will still survive. Somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you take their money and they die. It's something to where I need these, this is just me, not the card saying, I need them to be obscure. I need them to not be heard. I need them to go away, to live in the darkest corner of the internet with 4 listeners, this type of thing. But I don't see that type of thing happening. The Six of Wands, not the Six of Wands, the Page of Wands and the King of Swords. A new platform, possibly, with the Six of Cups there too. Something new, especially with an old friend, so he may do another podcast type thing. But the poverty has the moon around it, so he's more than likely faking destitution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting he's going to end up in jail because he's going to be shifting money around everywhere, which is one thing I heard one of the commentators say, that if he doesn't pay these families, he could end up in contempt. I get it's the end of him. Even if he tries to collaborate to something new, it ends up getting blocked. It may take time, but every time he tries to restructure, it's like lowering the boom. And I get eventually he's transferred to jail. He's going to be parked in jail for not paying up.
Yeah, I'm a bit more optimistic now with this reading. Like, there he is as the Emperor. Yes, he's got headaches at the moment. He has to keep turning up, and doing all those things.
Playing the victim.
Then he'll start again and think he has it all sorted on the other side, and then comes the old wackadoodle. So this is interesting. I think that's quite a likely scenario. And as soon as you said it, I thought, yeah, where he's actually done for non-compliance rather than not making any more money.
I mean, you can't live in a multi-million-dollar house and not pay anything, towards these families and stuff. You can't do that and get away with it. You're going to be in contempt.
I asked if he would get a gag order. I'm getting a yes. However, it's after he continues to escalate.
Yeah, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, because here is secrets with the book, so keeping your mouth shut. There's the criticism and the abuse, and then it escalates here. With these two, there may need to be something that is changed, so either in the laws or in the paperwork or something like that provides something, because it's like, yes, but it's after he continues to escalate, and then something changes, and then they get him. Does that make sense? So if I'm interpreting that correctly.
Yeah, because I think there's actually consistency here with this, because we all went in rolling our eyes going, yeah, right,
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting.
I just, when I heard that people that follow him had desecrated a child's grave. I was like, how freaking low do you have to be? Like, it just, that was the thing that I was more enraged over that than all the stuff Trump's done.
Yeah,
it's like, how can you do that to somebody that just lost their child to murder?
How can you listen to him speak for hours, period? I mean, you must, if you're not doing it for, because you're a paleontologist and you want to know how is he still alive or something. Okay, fine. Because he's a caveman, he has caveman thinking. But if you're just sitting there and you find that entertaining or informational, something is not computing. And you are the type of person that would do something like that. I don't put it past you anyway.
And it's and to think too that these are probably the same people that run around with the Quackanon crowd. So the whole save the children thing while you're defecating on a child.
Look, yeah, exactly. The
hypocrisy and the irony is not. It's dead. It's dead.
It's gobsmacking, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just go.
I can't. So speaking of moving money around and stuff, it appears that Donald Trump is trying to start a Trump org 2.0 to get away from
Letitia James.
But here's the thing. I love this. All the Trumps have is their name. Their stupid, delinquent, seeing into the brain name.
And they
have no skill set.
They're naming their gold toilets.
Yeah, it's the name. So either, this is the dilemma for him, just before you go, either he's got to try and find a new one and not use the name. He would hate that. He would hate that. Or they're going to have to try and tuck the name in somewhere, at which point everyone goes, aha. I don't see, that's the beauty of this case, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, she apparently has forensic accountants that are keeping an eye on anything new he's trying to start up. and this asking the court to rule that he can't set up anything new without letting them know.
Others in his situation could have, fake everything's going on front of house, but he can't bear not being in the limelight.
Unless he starts a new world's greatest president, Donald Trump 45 organization, like some ridiculous name, I can't, but
they're my documents and it's my money and it's my this and my map.
So I guess,
did you see, my jaw dropped last night. Eric Trump saying there's no such thing as the Republican Party anymore. It's the Trump Party. Like he was proud of it. There's no Republican Party anymore.
It's now the Trump Party.
Like saying it.
It's no longer the Republican Party. It's the Trump Party. And it's like for the first time in his life, he said something intelligent.
Well, exactly. And we say it all the time. But how would an average Republican voter, if there's such a creature who isn't totally sold out, wouldn't they find that a bit weird or insulting or outrageous or no?
I do think though, if you find it insulting, they would say, and I would say, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Because change the fact that he said that you can't do. Change the fact that it's true, you can do.
Oh, good point.
They're all still kissing the ring. They're all bending the knee still, even though.
They never get off their knees, love.
Yeah, they never got off their knees, Lena. Exactly. It's like while the guy is like in a whirlpool full of shit, they're still over there. I'm sorry, Jenny.
Can we go back to your question? Will Letitia James be successful at blocking him?
Yeah, because I saw in the chat someone said that she's already filed the paperwork to freeze his assets.
Yeah.
So she's filed the paperwork to freeze his assets. Shut the front door. She's like, "Oh, you trying to play me?
Freeze them, and then you go out."
Freeze. I think there's a asterisk or a caveat there. I think she's trying to freeze Trump organization assets, not his personal finance. I think that's what I read some article. I think it said Trump organizational financing and not his personal money or something like that.
But isn't that what he was trying to do? Wasn't he trying to take the assets out of Trump org and move it into Trump 2.0?
Yes.
To hide it? Freaking idiot, man.
So is she going to be successful with freezing his assets?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Future assets.
Ooh, she's going after him quick. Burn, baby, burn.
I've seen that though in a few readings I've done, to where I think it was in his tableau too, to where he had some sort of assets frozen, if I remember correctly.
Some sort of asset, what?
Assets frozen.
He said that he had some sort of assets frozen.
And I've seen that in a reading I did already.
And in the tableau I did on him a few months ago, it shows the end of his enterprise.
Yeah.
Like ruined, because ship was in its own house, coffin was in its own house. There was a bunch of stuff. Fish was in its own house. Financial business stuff that just it doesn't progress. And he can't change. Storks was in its own house. I remember that. So.
Ooh, she's gonna win this.
I need a mustache to twirl right now.
Dirty Dastardly. She's gonna win this. The karma for all of America to see is what I'm getting. For the family, the kids, everybody, just be patient. She's gonna be able to prove that they need to hang on to everything because he's trying to do secretive things. Everything's about to change for him in a very surprising way. He's going to get burdened, and I get the courts big time. They'll take control of it.
Yeah. Well, mine are sort of very no nonsense too. Here's the Yeti as the Emperor. Letitia James here as the King of Wands. So for those learning tarot, don't get hung up on gender. I think this is Letitia James of Swords, sorry, King of Swords. Right next door to it, reinforcements, if you like, legally. Yeah. So it's like she's going to do what she's going to do in terms of a ruling here as the King of Swords, and then this is the follow-up. They're going to keep looking at his secret and foolish attempts to try and hide it. So, yeah, I don't think they'll get away with it.
It's like he's so dumb. He's over there thinking he's playing chess. It's like, homeboy, you ain't even playing checkers, man. Just move.
Hopscotch.
Yeah.
I don't know what the unemployable children are going to be doing.
He's playing marbles with his own balls is what he's doing. He's just like, F around and find out, dude.
No.
Banging himself. Sorry, John.
Spare me.
Playing with his own balls. Jenn.
Marbles with his own.
It's a classic.
Sorry, I had to get petty a minute. I'm so riled up over Alex Jones.
And Sharon says Don Jr. will have to shack up with the gargoyle. Yeah, that's right.
Help her make rent. I get the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And there she is, Letitia James. Interesting, she's the Queen of Swords. She didn't come up that way in this reading, though, either.
Yeah.
It's like she's, for whatever reason, this is a different role that she's playing.
Yes, yeah.
Not that, thank God for her, first of all, because she seems to be the one person who's not letting this go. And I'm just like, thank you. Even though, Merrick Garland, again, he said we don't do cases in public. So he's doing his thing behind the scenes, hopefully. Anyway, the Five of Pentacles and the Death card. So yes, there will be some freezing of the asset. Some, mind you, it's just, I just get the freezing. It's not like he loses everything in just this moment, because the Seven of Pentacles is here, which means whatever he has stored up is sort of, and it's in a period that it will be released eventually, kind of like the gestation period of crops. And the Six of Swords, it'll have a trouble moving forward. However, I said this too, in that reading. There's something different with the Empress and the Devil. There's something new coming up, legally speaking, and I don't know what it is exactly, but they're about to uncover something else, and he's going to have a whole new kind of case coming up.
It's like they're trying him for one thing and they find 30 other.
Yes, exactly. And the Empress in this context often reminds me of Ivana too. So who knows what will be revealed in the future?
Yeah, for certain. I'm getting that she has made the good, successful choice, and she will be persistent, and she will achieve her goal. So yeah, she'll be successful in tying him up with a nice bow.
You know, he was supposed to appear last week for the E. Jean Carroll deposition. I didn't hear if he did that.
I think he has to this week, doesn't he?
Is it this week?
I don't know. I don't know. Can someone let us know?
Because I mean, he's got legal stuff coming out his ears right now, like, and then that's not even talking about the stuff that's going on with the classified documents, because he tried to take it up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court slapped him across the face last week and said, no. So there's
also a whistleblower, apparently an ex-employee of Truth Social, that has come out and said it's a big grift and they're doing horrible, horrible crimes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine, you guys, we have spent the last 5-6 years pulling our hairs out to sort of piggyback off of what Johnie was saying when he was saying, thank the gods for Letitia James. I fall into the category where I'm sitting around and I see nothing done, and I start to get very frustrated and fuck this and fuck that. And then it's like, girl, calm down.
Yeah.
Remember that, what's his name? The Attorney General, what's his name?
Garland. Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland has 100% conviction rate, prosecution rate, you know, and it's like the crimes that Trump has committed are so vast and so broad, and there's so many of them. You know what I mean? It's like you better throw out a wide fishing net, because there's just.
And he's still doing them.
Yeah.
He's got to do the deposition this Wednesday, the 19th.
On the 19th for Eugene Carroll.
Well, he had a hard week last week. I mean, the Supreme Court turned out his.
That's what I'm saying.
He's just
bring the shit and turn the fan on high. I'm here for it. Because he's been, you know, and it's like this whole mess with the classified documents, you know, that we're now finding out he was going to use it to extort the National Archives to give him all the stuff on.
I mean, who would dream this up?
An idiot. And Lena, it's like, I'm going to commit a crime to get out of this other crime. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like,
again, though, this man's on a leash. He didn't think of none of this.
No,
somebody else did, right. And they're just dragging him along. And I'm like, Lord have mercy.
His response to the January 6th subpoena was, well, you know, there was fraud in that election, and still repeating the lie. It's like, please testify to the January 6th committee and tell them everything's a lie.
There was fraud in that election. You did it.
62 lawsuits he lost.
Did the same thing. She went and just said, you know, the whole thing. What the?
But
I mean, you can't legalize how people think. You know, let's just back up for a minute. They will think as they think. However, these people have no shame, and in Trump's case, you know, no skill at hiding what's going on.
The difference between Trump and Ginny Thomas, though, as whacked out as that lady is, I don't think she's living on this planet either. At least she went to law school. You know,
I think that's worse.
You know, it makes it worse, and it doesn't, you know, it's not a
Stuart
bad.
Rhodes went to law school too, Yale Law.
Yeah, and it's like,
you find the stupidest people in the classiest schools. You know,
so it's kind of like, at least she has some, or should have, based on her education, some sense of the law. You know, and I really do think that Ginny Thomas knew better than to go in there and tell the truth. She's a lawyer. Her husband probably told her to shut her mouth, and her lawyers probably said, shut your mouth. And if you do, stick to the bullshit claims that you've been claiming, because at least, doesn't absolve her of the crimes. You know what I mean? But it's just, I just cannot believe that he's still out there doing stuff like, and then we find out that now the Secret Service, or not the Secret Service, the National Archives or the FBI is saying, yeah, he's got more stuff somewhere else. Of course he does.
Of course. And now there's whistleblowers who were there actually carrying the boxes and stuff like
that. I heard
that.
about that, Lena. I heard about that. One of the employees was like, nope. And then they showed him the video. He's like, yeah, okay, screw it. You got
it. He lied under oath, and then like recanted his story. And poor Donald, he can't run everything through Judge Cannon's court.
Nope. And even Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court didn't bail him out. They spit on his face last week and said no.
Again, because he's lost every time he's gone to the Supreme Court.
So I want to go into that a little bit more. I want to know, because right now I understand the frustration where everybody's like, just go over there and get his stuff. You can't. You need to have probable cause for a search warrant. That's the law. You wouldn't want the cops busting into your house looking for stuff just on the assumption that you think they think you have something. So will they find the missing documents?
Because they have logs, they know exactly what's missing. They're setting him up just to see how far he's going to bury himself. He's going to bury himself all the way into a casket in Bedminster marked Ivana.
Yeah. I mean, what concerns me is who else has seen what he has, who has copies of it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, it came out at the end of the week that they think that other people from his administration also have documents. So
really,
I think he was handing them around like Cheetos. Yeah.
Want a pardon? Want a top secret document? Here. Let me just.
Are you serious? They said that they think that people in his previous his administration has documents.
DOJ said that they think that it was National Archives said they think other people in the administration have documents.
So there's shit all over the place then, not just his properties, but with other people too.
Look, literally with the best will in the world, I don't think you could even find all of it because they would have just lost it. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. That is a national security nightmare when you're talking about spillage of classified documents.
So wait, what was your question?
Go on.
Will they find the
other
documents?
All the documents.
All the documents.
Well, here we go. They're making a plan, I think, to raid more places. I think they are going to go for some more. King of Swords here, who I think is Garland in terms of this. The Empress, this issue is going to grow and grow and grow. I think after the midterms, there will be momentum. But I did a clarifier from the other deck. The King of Wands, it's really a weird card here. I think this is someone in Trump's orbit who's going to actually give the DOJ that magic thing to say, I will testify that I saw this, this, and this in such and such a place. I think this is going to be a whistleblower, like it's someone in the night shining a lamp, you know. A bit like the guy with the boxes. Yeah.
I wonder if Stephen Miller has any of them, because, you know, that little weasel piece of crap is still writing his speeches and all his stuff, you know.
Hasn't he flown under the radar?
He has, and I know that he went in to speak to the committee, but I'm pretty sure that he's still working for him in some capacity.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody in his tribe or family, somebody that in support of him at the White House is crapping their pants right now because they know they've got it. There's strong evidence of who's got it. So there's somebody that's going to have some real big regrets. And I think they're going to change positions on this and start talking. I'm also getting that there's probably going to be an action taken against a woman's home, and that's my card for Ivanka. And I would say one of the other boys, one of the liar boys, is going to be gone after. It's not just Trump properties. It's also. So I feel like some of them are lost, though. Some of the documents are lost.
Yeah, that's my feel too.
Or whatever.
They've been so sloppily handled. People are going, "Oh, I don't know." No.
Well, they know there's one hanging in his Trump Tower bar because there's pictures of that on the internet.
Wait, is it an actual document or just the
stamped confidential
or something that has? I thought it was just
a folder. It's a folder stamped confidential. So what's inside of it, or what happened to what's inside of it? But it's hanging in his bar.
Yeah, he just used secret government documents for props and decor at his bullshit bar. Because why not?
Right. But look, how do you get around this monster delay of a year, nearly a year and a half before this stake? Like, they'd have to, surely CIA, all the other relevant parties would have had to identify the losses so they could change the codes, so they can change protocols. So they can't have just left it, surely to God, for a year and a half.
I would hope not, because that's scary. That's scary if the reporting is correct on the stuff that he had.
I would just like to wake up one morning and hear that they're all standing in their jammies in their driveways and everything, every piece of property they own is being raided.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What did you get, Mr. Johnie?
Will they find the documents? Yes. Will they receive or get the documents back? No. So you'll know where they are, but you will not get them all.
Interesting.
It's like we may have known that they were with this person, and then that person can tell you, well, I'm sorry, they're in Sri Lanka right now. So you'll know where everything is, but that does not mean you'll receive everything. Because I get the Moon and the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So you'll know where it is on the map, but you will not receive everything because, as y'all said, I think some things are just lost. There might be, you might have to check the trash can at the IHOP and go in the bathroom at the McDonald's, and there's probably one sitting on the floor just randomly. That's something.
The New York City sewage.
Give him a colonoscopy because we know he was eating stuff too.
He was eating stuff, so you know.
I asked, will they find all of the missing documents? No. There's your classified secrets, there's pain, and then there's a lot of fighting and arguing and something chronic. So will they find all of the missing documents? I get it. No. I asked again. Then I got clouds, fox, and man. No. There's a lot of problems or issues. This could be a man that was working around it. And it's also a very Weasley conniving con man, if that makes sense. But all the documents restored, I get a no. I could be wrong. I'm not perfect, but I get a no.
And I think there are a lot of them. A lot. I don't think it's
there
3 more boxes or something.
There was over 11,000 at Mar-a-Lago alone, and what a perfect place to hide them because it's already been raided. Move some back to Mar-a-Lago.
But didn't they say also in the new reporting that he personally went through the paperwork and gave it to the National Archives the first time? So he doesn't even have the argument anymore. Well, I didn't know, because according to witness testimony, and I think also video footage, because Trump films all the stuff at Mar-a-Lago, and that's how DOJ was able to get those people, was because they had surveillance footage of them moving the boxes.
He directly gave the order to the people that moved the boxes.
And according to the timeline, he got the subpoena, he went through it, and then he ordered them to move the rest. So right there, they have you on obstruction of justice. Right there. And tack on all the other crimes for mishandling classified information. And then, but what gets me though is Like, what the fuck, dude? They have you on it twice already. They caught you with your hand in the cookie jar twice, and you're still doing it. Like,
yeah, because that's his invitation to do it. That's his Roy Cohn technique, and it's been massively successful.
but
Lena,
just keep going. It's like he knows at this point. The guy's an idiot, but you cannot tell me that he does not know that he's only a matter of time before he gets indicted, because they have him on everything, just on the classified documents.
He said he was going to jail out of his own mouth.
Yeah, out of his own mouth, he knows. So instead of cooperating, you continue. What are you going to do? Try to extort the FBI and national security? Well, you're not going to send me to jail, or I'm just going to get rid of all these other classified documents. Is that going to work? No.
I just remember one of the other things from the January 6th committee. Cassidy Hutchinson was talking about Mark Meadows and Trump talking that Trump actually said to him, we have to keep this quiet. It's embarrassing to let people know that I lost. So he admitted he knew he lost. And then he said, can you believe I lost to that effing guy?
Yeah, I can't believe I lost to that fucking guy.
Yeah. But
you would have to keep it quiet that we're about to change presidents. Nobody's going to know.
He did not want it out there admitting that he knew he lost. You know,
we know you know.
But you've got to take into account the narcissist brain. That was at the time. He knew that the numbers were there. Yeah. Now, how do you cover it up? Now it's months on. He, I think, no longer thinks he did lose. You know what I mean? We could argue about that, who's right. But in the narcissist brain, as soon as someone said, well, you can just say you won anyway, bingo.
So you're saying he gaslighted himself, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I seriously think so in terms of his actual psychological set. I don't think he's still thinking, you know, how can no, I can just tough this out. I can get thousands out in the street. I think he just moved sideways.
Oh my God.
So let's ask, will he testify to January 6th? Because he always says he has nothing to hide. So will he testify?
Do you remember his taxes, his transcripts? I mean, we could go on and on and on and on about everything
how
he said.
He fought it. He'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court to fight going to the January 6th committee. But will he comply with the subpoena? Because if he doesn't, then it's going to be played up real big. Like, okay, you got something to hide.
I mean, his teacher, there's been all sorts of reporting. Forget the guy's name that wrote a book about Donald Trump. That had said that one of Trump's teachers at university called him the stupidest son of a bitch he's ever had. No true words have been spoken because it's just dumb.
And it's borne out by everybody who's ever met him.
Yeah.
Because they all come away, they know that he's a complete rat bag, as we would say in Australia. But they get sucked in.
Like Medusa, that's why Johnie calls him that.
You know, and what's sad is he has a Medusa too. He got, because again, he didn't think of none of this. Somebody around him led him further astray than he was already going, and he just kept doing it.
Steve Bannon, I think, is the one that told him, just say you won. You know, just say it.
And then Roger Stone backs it up, and then Mike Flynn backs it up. So before you know it, your whole world says you didn't lose.
Yeah.
It's like that saying, you know, you start by saying, just pretend or just say it. It was not true. By the end, it becomes a fact. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that was,
I really think.
Wasn't that one of Hitler's things? Tell a lie enough times and people will begin to believe it?
Absolutely basic fascism.
Yeah.
And people fall for it. They line up for it. If you interviewed them, you know, in Magaville, they don't think there was a crime.
No.
They actually don't think there was a crime on J6. They don't think it was a crime to have the boxes.
Nope.
They don't see these things as crimes.
Nope. But her emails and Hunter Biden's laptop, but it's okay.
Oh, they're onto it then. Whoosh.
You know, it's like their logic, it's just got so many holes and inconsistencies. And that's what gets me. It's like, if you're going to go down the conspiracy theorist, well, at least make a solid argument. You know what I mean? Don't leave it.
But they don't, because they don't have to, because they surround themselves by each other.
Yeah, that's true, Lena. That's true. It's an echo chamber. So it just reinforces their belief system already. So. So what do you guys got if you'll testify to the January 6th committee?
Oh, well, I only pulled one card. No. Stalling tactic. I mean, he's an embodiment of the hangman. It's like a little cosmic joke. Didn't need any more cards.
And the 6 of Swords in the Tower. Because you're not going to make an example out of him. You didn't make one out of Lewandowski, so why would you make one out of him? You arrested Steve Bannon, arrest Donald Trump too if he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it?
No.
Yep. He won't do it because he'll say it's a political attack, a political hack job. But the moon and staying in isolation or not wanting to answer the questions. He may hem and haw about it. He'll drag it on forever. Probably through the court systems.
Sorry, Jen.
But I get there'll be more support, more strength behind their case over January 6th because he does it.
Throw it onto the pile.
That's going to make
that's right.
Very,
you can't see over the pile.
It's going to be taller than Mount Everest.
I think so. The new Mount Rushmore. You know, you could carve his face out of the side of the pile.
Johnie always says, humble yourself in private or God will do it in public. And this is 77 years
Johnie, I think you should put a book out of your sayings. They really are gold.
Yeah. This is 76, 77, however old he is, of bad karma, all just going,
at one time, too. Good Lord.
I got a hell no. No. Kind of like his taxes and everything else. Don't hold your breath, y'all. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, and that's a standard tactic. I've got nothing to hide. But he's so thick that I think he even thought for a day, national TV, live. Yeah. Okay. Get me on it. You know, he would have, and then everyone would have had to come in and go, well, pet, no, sit down.
Yeah.
You know, this is a really bad idea.
I think
don't you reckon he would have had a morning or an afternoon of going, TV.
But here's the thing about that, Lena. I think I had seen it somewhere where he posted on his Truth Social, Broad Social, that they would have to comply with his demands to do it live.
Oh, that's right. So, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
He always looks like a fool in depositions that I've seen, like tapes of and stuff. But him and Roger Stone both, Roger Stone just loses it and froths at the mouth with anger.
Do it live. Come on here. We'll invite you. And all you got to do is say, state your name for the record. And he's done right there. He's going to say, my name is Donald John, and I did nothing and no collusion and then no this. And then he's going to do
the president.
Mouth because he help it diarrhea.
Did you guys see the 14-page response
to not really. I heard about it. I really didn't want to read the 14 pages, but
I didn't read it, but I heard about it that it was just a disaster. Just
he admitted in the first line. He said, the election was stolen from me right from the top. It's like, oh my God, it would just be a.
But see what I'm saying?
Thank you, Beatrice.
He doesn't read. He doesn't write. He doesn't put his name on anything. You can't tell me.
No, that's exactly right.
You cannot tell me that paper, that 14-page bullshit essay did not come from a person like a Stephen Miller. Because it was just grievances that are just like, okay, but that's not the issue, dude. We just want you to come in and talk. And, he's listing everything, about his whole life, but.
No, that's right. And I think if you really wanted to put him on the spot, on live mic, you'd say, Donald, can you please give us the names of your grandchildren? Well, he's got 11 or something. I don't think he could get past 3 if you offered him $1 million per name.
I bet you he doesn't know Barron's name.
No.
Oh, he'd have to, that the last one. What's his name?
He would answer man, woman, camera, TV. Like
he didn't know
I
Eric
would
Trump's
love
wife's
to see
name and how many
someone.
grandkids does he have with them?
Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Yeah, that's right.
he's gonna think it's
Couldn't
that
remember Laura
cognitive test,
Trump's name.
that cognitive test that he thinks was an IQ test again, like man, woman, camera, TV.
It was bliss, wasn't it?
So follow-up question. If he won't go to testify, will they charge him for contempt of Congress? Will they take him to court?
Oh, that's a better question. Oh, God, will they?
They haven't done it with Mark Meadows yet. Will they do it with Trump?
And Mark Meadows has gone quiet, which would say to me, lawyers saying, do not open your mouth to anyone about anything.
If my name was brought up that much on TV during the hearings, I'd be like living in my trailer down in North Carolina hiding.
Two of Pentacles, the Judgment and the Temperance. There is no to answer the question, but it's more like they may try to strike some sort of deal. The Temperance, there may be some sort of cooperation. He may have some man speak upon his behalf, like a lawyer or something of that nature. So they may be trying to meet in the middle, but as far as charges filed and all that, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I got a no too. The Emperor, he never fails to turn up. He's such a narcissist. He dominates the cards. Here I am again. Rich and powerful, I'm not saying it, the Moon, Misty, everyone's equal before the law is actually something I think people should look at, question, and think about, because it's not the case. It never was before Trump. It isn't now, Really?
I don't think so, because there's so many options of things that could go ahead and indict him over. Thank you, Selma. The thief here, his karma coming up. There will be an action taken against him that will put him under, but I think that will happen like in some other situation before they ever have a chance to indict him for contempt of Congress.
Oh, sorry, can someone explain to me? I'm not sure. They took a vote, the J6 committee,
yes,
to subpoena him, but does that mean anything, or does it have to go to the whole Congress or something? No. I mean, what does it mean?
When you're subpoenaed by the committee, you're supposed to turn up. And then if you don't, like Steve Bannon, they took him to court and he gets his sentencing this month for contempt of Congress. But I think Trump's going to come under some other indictment to where they won't have to do anything because he's already in trouble.
There's your indictment. There's an indictment here. Will he be will he be, what was the question? Will he be
will he turn up for the subpoena?
For the subpoena.
No, will they take an action if he doesn't turn up?
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Or contempt of Congress, no. He's comfortable. There's another indictment here.
Yeah.
Perhaps around a home or property. So, and it may have something to do with documents. There's your letter. There's an indictment there. These two are an indictment. And then there's your property. I don't see him getting in trouble for contempt of Congress. It looks like there's something that comes up much sooner than that may have to do with documents that are destroyed or dangerous of some sort that were in a residence. So that's what I get. So it's this guy, I swear.
Well, there was something else that came up in the January 6th committee because Lawrence O'Donnell was talking about it that night. And if it was with the fake electors and stuff, and when it went to the Supreme Court, and when the Supreme Court turned the case away, Trump was heard to say we should have made more calls. And as Lawrence O'Donnell said, to who? For Supreme Court. To who? Who are you calling, Donald? We should have made more calls.
Hold on. Back that up for a minute. Back that up.
When the election lawsuits, like one of them went up to the Supreme Court, and when the Supreme Court refused to hear the case and knocked it back down, Trump said, and I can't remember if it was Cassidy Hutchinson or who, one of the testimonies was that Trump said we should have made more calls, like to somebody on the Supreme Court, to a Jenny Thomas, to who? Who were you going to call for a Supreme Court case?
Oh my God.
He thought more calls means he made some calls to the Supreme Court. It was a very good point.
This dumb mother effer, man. Like he's like.
I want to know: have the Dems been working hard at making voting safe and secure and all of those? Have they got a plan at a national level and to states about fake electors and all that? Someone overseeing the election.
A bill on that, didn't they? Just recently passed a bill on voting, or not voting, but how they certify elections or something like that.
I don't think anything's been passed for voting rights or.
I haven't heard a syllable.
There was a thing that they were passing, but I don't think it was a clean bill, so it didn't go.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Pass the Senate or something like that. But Nancy passed a thing about the electors or something of that nature, but it didn't pass the Senate or something of that nature.
Oh, it's the Electoral College Act that they passed. They just said it right there in the chat. So I confused it. My apologies for a regular, because I mean that's another thing. Midterms are next month, and they got round one during this last election with Trump. That was just practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the electoral college and voting practices. I'm talking about standing at a polling booth in Alabama, and what would you be experiencing?
Yeah, I don't think that they've done anything about
who's
that.
On the side, just regardless of what side people are voting, who is going to be there ensuring?
There was something I saw in the news weeks ago, and I forget what state it was. I don't remember if it was Michigan or what. It was one of the states that Trump lost, where they have these people that are being trained on how to cheat in the vote, telling them what to do, what stuff to throw out, how to,
Well, this is what I think. It's been left to the 11th hour. There's that level of corruption, that people are being orchestrated. But I'm still talking about in states that have open carry, how is that not intimidation for voters? Have they declared a radius of 1.5 miles around a poll where you cannot open carry?
That's the state's right thing, and they're going to do that.
They've had a lot of poll workers quit because they feel threatened.
That's where I'm at. And you
and,
would.
And not only are they being taught and trained to cheat as poll workers, Lena, but a lot of times in these red states, you have attorneys generals and boards of electors and all these other people that are encouraging that sort of thing to suppress Democratic votes, if that's making any sense. And nothing is being done about that, not at the federal level. And when you have the entire power structure at a state level behind it, good luck.
I remember what Trump tried to do. He tried to get them to quit counting the mail-in votes on election night. Because he was winning. It's like, okay, quit counting, because he knew all those mail-in votes were all Democrats, or predominantly Democrats. And I could see states like trying to pull stuff like that. Like, okay, stop counting.
Yeah, and Greta's saying, no, Lena, you can take, there's many states, or Julia, I'm sorry, Julia saying, no, Lena, you can take your gun, but you can't give out water.
Yes, well, there you go.
No.
My God.
No.
So, Johnie. Yeah, really, the Dems should have been at this night and day for the last year, just a dedicated little team, not the whole Congress or anything.
Yeah.
I get they're kind of stuck with like whoever's in charge by state. They have done some work in the past on this, but I get they're ready. Like they've already got agreements for legal fights. If things like go wonky and they have to go to court, they've got plans ready on how to attack that, and they've got strength on their side with that. Like if anybody tries to change the votes, they do have action plans. They're just waiting and watching for that.
Good. I'm very pleased to hear
it. Did you pull cards, Johnie?
No, I missed the question.
I did too.
I think it was because I was just raving on.
It was just so like,
thank you, Jen. Jen got a question out of it.
Though, I have a question though.
Yeah.
So Jenny sent me a text from Twitter, and I guess it was that movie that they were filming of Roger Stone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it appeared to be, and he's trash talking the crap out of Trump. Like, you go ahead and run again, you're going to get your what is it, your face beat in or something like that, and your abortionist bitch daughter. I was like,
yeah, he called his Ivanka an abortionist bitch daughter.
Yeah. So pay attention to the language. Abortionist, IST. He's implying that she's
had abortions.
Well, apparently, and I copied the link somewhere. Someone sent me. She went to college with Ivanka. She went with her to have the abortion.
What?
Okay, going back, this woman 6 months ago came forward and said, I was at college with Ivanka Trump. I went with her when she had a termination when she was 17 or whatever. I was there on the day. Which is no big thing, of course, in a civilized society. She's entitled to have that option. It only becomes a big deal when you're the demon spawn.
And you're fighting to take women's rights away to do the very same thing you did.
Yes.
Just like Lauren Boebert.
And just like Herschel Walker. But we won't go there because we haven't got enough hours in the day.
And here's the thing. It's been said until the cows come home and everybody's blue in the face. The wealthy and people that have access to means are not going to have trouble getting abortions. They can fly out of state. They can fly out of state.
Never have, never will.
They never have and they never will. Everybody else will pay the price.
Yes,
exactly. So,
what was the question again?
I just want to know, why is he talking shit about Donald Trump?
Roger Stone.
Supposedly, he was pissed
he's
off
met
that
him. He knows he's an idiot. I don't think there's any mystery there.
But then he later got one. But
meeting of the pigs.
Yeah, I know that's like the speculation that he's pissed off that he didn't get a pardon for the his participation
for the insurrection.
He
got pardoned for his other thing. Thank you, Joanne.
I think in Roger Stone, I think Trump's found someone who's fundamentally nastier than he is.
Yeah. He's
just stupider, so it makes him bang his head against the wall. But he was doing that, talking through his teeth, anger, like foam was going to come out of his mouth, like in that deposition he did a few years back. I was like, God, Roger Stone has a rage issue, big time rage.
Like, has anybody given him a rabies shot? Like,
his head looks like it's smashed into a wedge, and then he gets rage, and it's just so funny to watch him.
Why now the rage against Donald Trump? He did not like Donald Trump to begin with.
What?
I think that
I agree.
Donald Trump is a Sharpie. He's not your best friend. You need him for blank. You don't like him because list. So it's the Seven of Cups and the Sun. There was something promised to him too with the Hierophant and the Ten of Swords that he did not get. There's something within the government or governmental power as well that he did not get. There's also something about a coalition, a group. I know it was either Oath Keepers or the Proud Boys. It doesn't matter. One of the two said that Donald Trump was going to federalize them to make them some sort of gang within the government.
What?
Roger Stone, I think, was supposed to be like some sort of I don't want to say leader, but almost like he was supposed to have his own little faction within the government. He was supposed to be set up in Donald Trump's administration for something. He never got it. And then it ends in the temperance. He's also not a balanced person. And so, I mean, that, you don't need cards for that one, but it's here. So there you go. But I don't think he liked Donald Trump from the beginning, and now just coming out, that's all.
What did you
Who
get?
likes Donald Trump, though?
Nobody. Not even his wife, dude. Not even his wife likes.
Well, yeah, just another scheming harpy who, she deserves everything she gets. I've got zero sympathy for Melania.
No, I don't care. Do you?
She chose him.
Yeah.
Other people, have had him thrust upon them. She chose the man.
Yep.
I get his work image is tarnished now that because he now knows, like, he looks like the bully that worked with the Peanut Butter Boys and the Oath Keepers, and blocked from the pardon, out in the cold from the pardon. That's part of it. So he doesn't know, like, how to get back involved that much in politics, it looks like, because his image has been tarnished. Everybody looks at him as a seditionist now.
I get the clover, book, storks, bouquet, and letter. Why are they talking trash? Because he wasn't granted a pardon for the insurrection. And he was supposed to win by changing the results here. So it's almost like he wasn't granted it because he didn't deliver the win.
The win.
If he would have delivered the win, he would have gotten the pardon, but he didn't. So when I say win, we all know I'm talking about hook or crook, either through the fake electors, the insurrection, pick one, pick a crime. But because he was not successful, he didn't get that pardon. So I don't know. So I want to know, Donald Trump has a big old mouth that he can't keep shut. But the person that has been able to talk smack about him has been Roger Stone. So I want to know, because that clip has been flying all over everywhere, the news, Twitter, everywhere. And we know that Trump has recently hired staff to follow him around the golf course, telling him everything that's happening on Twitter because he's been banned. So you can't tell me he doesn't know that Roger Stone was over there trash talking him, but he hasn't said anything. I want to know what Roger Stone has on Trump, because he should have
keep him in line.
To keep him in line, because were it anybody else,
Okay,
sticking the mob on them. Does that make sense? But on this, he's just quiet.
Because Stone, in many ways, is better connected than Trump.
Yeah.
Well,
because Trump's always burnt bridges.
They know Stone talked to the White House the day before and the day of the insurrection. So, if he flips on Trump can't say anything about him, really, because he might flip.
That's right, Pam. No honor among thieves.
Deanne says she's in Arizona, in Yavapai County. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The attorney has asked that groups refrain from watching the ballot boxes in their county, and they are to report any intimidation tactics if scared to put out a ballot in a box. So that's good.
Good. So why hasn't Trump said anything about Roger Stone?
Oh, so I thought it was what's Roger Stone got on Trump.
Oh yeah, what does he have on Donald Trump? Sorry.
Oh.
Interesting.
Really? Oh my God. Ooh, yucky poo.
What you getting, Lena?
Well, It's something financial from back in the day, right? My feeling is, this could go back 20 years or 15 years or something, right? New York and Stone. He's waiting to use it. The Three of Wands is waiting. Look at this. Money stolen by Trump, and I think we're talking real estate here. And the broken heart. He has the dirt, I think, on either one or a grift that was repeated, a real estate thing that with people from overseas, you know how they were turning over real estate for the oligarchs for years before he came down the escalator. I think this is old news, but Roger Stone's got something there.
I'm getting the same thing, that he's got sitting on as a higher moral authority than Trump over Russian oligarchs that have, channeled money through Trump the Fool.
For years.
He's got,
I think
it's things that have gone on for a long time. He's got info on.
Wow.
Same thing.
Well, in action, Ace of Wands for stealing money. That's the first thing. There's also something to do with money schemes that involve a business or maybe casino, because he's known Trump since 1919. So there's something to do with stealing money in like a company capacity, like the company takes or something like that. There's also delicate words. There's a Queen of Cups. Fill in the blank. There's a Queen of Cups. There is something the Queen of Cups could have ingested that came from Donald Trump, number one, that Roger Stone knows about, number two. There's also a Queen of Wands that Donald Trump has messages back and forth with, we'll call it that, and he knows about that too. So I got 2 financial ventures and then 2 women. That's what I got.
I let Roro pull a couple of cards. She pulled the jail card and an action being taken too. So whatever it is criminal, right, Roro? She's my tarot cat.
I'm getting that it's something around an organization that would ruin his reputation and his fame. Something that he did that was very, very risky that would cause him reputational ruin. Also, something about some sort of social venture as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know, a social venture or a network of some sort. So that, but I didn't get any money cards unlike everybody else. So.
Has there been any dirt on Roger Stone and the Epstein stuff or not? I don't remember hearing
Subtly.
Yeah. I mean, he's part of the Palm Beach crowd.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I've got time for one more question.
Okay.
And I have to run off.
Okay.
What's a good question?
What? A good question?
Sorry. I'll just say that's an interesting point from Wendy. Has anyone else noticed that Trump never, ever trash talks Roger Stone?
That's what I'm saying. He never trash talks.
It's a one-sided thing.
That's what I was saying.
So it's like Stone can bait him by saying what he likes. So that's proof, really, of the dynamic.
Yep. I would like to know who will be the next speaker for the Democrats.
Okay. Speaker for the Dems. Oh, I'm amazed anyone wants the role. It's an awful job, really.
Yeah, seriously. But you do need good leadership, though, and not some corporatist hack, you know? I wish they would give it to Jamie Raskin.
That's spooky. I just heard Raskin.
Really?
As I was shuffling. And I wasn't thinking about him at all consciously. My mind was just going through Eric Swalwell, or do you do Katie Porter? And then I just heard Raskin.
I always feel like it will be Adam Schiff.
I would love to see some representation for the Progressive Caucus, but I'm not hopeful.
Yeah, I'm not either. But interesting.
But Jamie Raskin is incredible. Like, he's such a good person, you know, and a good politician.
Oh, that's the thing I've been harping on about for so long. The Dems second tier are fantastic, talented. They're the right age to be there for a long time, to do good over time. They've got it all going on. They can put things across. They just need to be let out.
Yeah.
I do get it's a male energy that comes in new that is someone that's already in a leadership type role. I'm going to say Adam Schiff, because I always feel him as Speaker of the House.
Yeah, bless him.
Energy.
What did you get, Johnny?
No one, but I got the strength card. The strength is a Leo, so maybe that's person's a Leo.
I got the mice, the storks, the tower. The mice is usually talking about loss or theft, something that diminishes, but it could also represent a team, like a team of people. With the storks here, it would tell me that it could be someone that is progressive. And here with tower, very ambitious. So it could be a person that comes from a smaller sanction that has progressive leanings, and they're quite ambitious, and they stand out. So they're the only pip card that I have is this, which is the Queen of Spades here. So, but it's difficult to tell. You know, I just unless I influenced my cards, and I just I just pulled the storks. But it looks like quite possibly someone that could be from the Progressive Caucus.
You see, what they've also got is some of them are quite radical, but not threatening.
Exactly.
So, you know, they can just go and talk to people, you know.
Pramila
Every time Pete Buttigieg goes to Fox, he keeps winning over more Republican voters. You know.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Katie Porter as the head of some of the committees.
I'd love to see her
as committees, because especially like on finance or something. Like I adore her.
Yeah, or labor laws or something. Something that goes for big business and something.
Yep.
With her little whiteboard.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, happy birthday, Becca.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was fun having you over.
Oh, it was fun to be on. And now I just have to get 2 trams all across the city, and I have to do that.
Okay.
So see you soon. And thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone in the chat.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you, Lena.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Bye. Sorry, you guys. I've been getting I don't know why, for the last couple of days, every night, I've been getting a sneeze fest. I just start, and Peanut, I heard you sneezing a lot last night.
It's sinus season.
Is it really? It's well, what?
Fall allergens are in the air. Fall pollen.
I understand that, but it's why is it only bothering me at night? You would think it'd be all day. No, it's only at night. Then it's I start sneezing, and then it's what the hell?
The fall pollens always affect me more than the spring ones. And I think too, because we have a lot of leaves that fall here, and they start rotting and mulching. And that also, the mold and everything kind of gets to my sinuses.
But do you have it day round, or is it only at a certain time of the day?
It's always in the morning when I have my fresh cup of hot coffee in my hand, and I start sneezing and trying to set my coffee down before I slosh it all over my hand because it's burning hot. It's always first thing in the morning, and then it hits me at late at night, like right before I go to bed.
See, mine's it's just been at night, and it's like, what the hell, man?
Roro's got it too, don't you, Roro?
Oh no, oh no. So
Little sinus.
I'm sorry, Roro. Oh, thank you, Sunflower. It's nice to see you. So I guess I got another question here. Going to my little. Oops, sorry.
I have a funny one for the end.
Okay. Herschel Walker. What in God's name? I didn't see the debate. I only saw the clip, and I think it was it the David Pakman show or another one where he's just like pulling out the badge and
here's my toy badge.
The moderator's like, put that away, and I'm just like, oh my God.
You're not allowed to have props. So put that away.
So was that okay? Was it a toy badge, or was it something that the sheriff gave him? That's just kind of, because I've heard several things. I heard that
it was an honorary police. You know how like you can be made honorary mayor for a day kind of thing. He was given an honorary police thing. He is not a policeman. He cannot act as a policeman. It was like an honorary, like getting an honorary degree from a college. It's just like sort of a little award. Like here, it's an image thing. Look at that right on the bottom. Yeah. It's an image thing. And he pulls out this little plastic badge. Like, I am too.
He was trying to say he was a police officer?
Yeah. He worked as a police officer. It's like, no, you were awarded an honorary little title.
Oh my God. So does that mean I'm a national park ranger? Because I got an award when I was a little kid when I was in school. Like, you know, like, I mean, Jesus.
I mean, am I an honorary trash man because I take my garbage out every Wednesday?
I'm a geologist.
A geologist, you're a geologist. I've read a few books, though, you know, therefore I have a PhD. Like, come on, man.
I'm a makeup artist. Wait.
He's getting ready to talk smack.
So I want to know after that debate, because mind you, before the debate, he was talking about how he's not a very smart person, and he was expecting for Senator Warnock to just mop the floor with him. He said that. And then he walked into a debate and he flashes his little fake badge. So I want to know the voters, how did they view his performance at the debate?
Ron Johnson was booed several times at his debate in Wisconsin. It was awesome. By his own constituents.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker.
So how did voters view Walker after the debate? And then wasn't he supposed to be at another one and he just didn't show up? Is that what happened?
He's had several where he hasn't shown up.
As a liar, the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, defending against stuff that he made up, stuff that he was trying to get away from or get away with. The Hermit and the 2 of Pentacles, there are some isolation and some balance issues because of that too. There's also going to be something about an alliance that he had that might pop up in the news coming up soon with the 3 of Pentacles that may be untoward, and it's going to cause some negative publicity, that is for sure. The King of Wands is in the word of warning. There's something about leadership too that is going to cause him some issues. So some man in power somewhere, possibly even an officer, because the King of Wands is my officers and militaries, so possibly something in that too. But he's got a new thing about to pop up too. And then the 4 of Cups. People are very upset that he is now the nominee for that in particular party because of his performance.
Yeah, I get they see him as unbalanced, and there's a lot of illumination on him as he was answering these questions. I get like a lot of people from both sides of the aisle. That's my card for both sides of the aisle. Think he needs to just retire and step out. It's something else is going to break on him. Something else legal. So I don't know if he's done something in legal and financial. So I don't know if he's got some campaign finance fraud or something going on.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
He's got something else, but it's money. It's money.
That's how he started, because he was giving out gift cards or something stupid when he first started.
What? And didn't he get in trouble for that, because it's kind of like bribing people?
Bribing for votes.
So how do they view him? Very nervously, anxious, worried about something that is not yet developed, and something to do with his health.
The tree looks like a nuke going off.
Yeah, that's what happened in his brain.
It looks like the brain, actually.
Yeah, like it's they're worried about. They're like, what the F? Something health related that is very prominent.
Can we ask the same thing on Johnson, since they televised their debate in Wisconsin and everybody saw people laughing at him at the debate?
Isn't he like super down in the polls too? Also, with that spread, there's something there, quite possibly also people being nervous about a child's health or the health of a child. Or he may have said something.
Or child's health care, because his crappy spews about health care is garbage.
And new health care, children's health care, or something around health in general that really put people like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah.
So Ron Johnson.
Same question.
Isn't he like super low in the polls?
I think he is down in the polls.
Good. Keep it that way. Get out to vote, people. Vote his ass out. So what did the voters think of Ron Johnson after the debate?
There was some sadness about the performance. There's the Three of Swords first card. The World and the Fool, they feel as though he didn't handle himself. I didn't watch it naturally, but he didn't handle himself very well. Then he may have been unprepared for what was actually going on in front of everybody. The Page of Swords, there's also something that may have been fact-checked afterwards in local news, and it may have proven he made something up there too. As far as giving out information, there's a lot of worry with the Nine of Swords and the Word of Warning. The Word of Solace is the Ten of Swords. God answers all prayers. Sometimes the answer is no, so there is some worry and some loss and some people changing perspectives. They're shook for some reason or another. I guess it was really, really, really that bad to where they're shook. And not saying they're going to vote them, but they may write somebody in.
Too extreme. I get both sides of the aisle, the people on both sides of the aisle, a lot of illumination, a lot of people walking away from him, burdened by him, and thinking he's confused about the work that he does. And there's a constriction in the people that follow him. So he's got less followers now.
I get the Fish, Fox, and Ring. They see him as a person that's very manipulative and cunning. There might be something here about work, or not work, business manipulation, manipulating money. But it says that the work continues. His employment continues. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the polls are like. I could have sworn it was saying that he was down in the polls, but abundance, work, continuation. There's business here that's being manipulated on a loop. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a promise here made to perhaps small business owners, people that own their own companies, promises, but it's all manipulation. Can't be trusted. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's not looking that bad. If I hope I'm wrong.
That card's, let's check in and again. I was thinking about doing a list of some of the hot races for us to look at. So I got a funny question to close with.
Okay.
In honor of Becca's birthday, what do you get the Devil's Apprentice for her birthday, Johnie?
Oh, I'm just going to set this one up.
I need oracle cards for this.
Oh, no.
What do you get the Devil's Apprentice?
What do you
I've
get
been,
the
I've been,
Devil's Apprentice?
I've been
For her
drawn to use this.
birthday? What would be an appropriate gift for the Devil's Apprentice?
It's being cheeky.
Of course it is, because it's the Devil's Apprentice.
It's been very cheeky. What do you call the instrument you do circumcisions with? There's something about torture for the snips and her. Maybe it's, I don't got the chariot. That's English, isn't it? I don't have the chariot, but you know her castration van that she wants to.
The neuter scooter. The neuter scooter.
I get the Page of Swords. There's little boys here, or not little boys. These are people with behavioral issues who act like little boys, and then there is the Fool. And so we know who that would be. And then there's the Two of Wands, which you have two vents or veins. And then there's the Tower.
Trillium Tarot said a penis guillotine.
Yeah, it's really funny because I get the snips and the chariot too, and it's a tool too. But I also get protection. I also get businessman Trump and Ivanka. Because that's who she'd like to take care of down there.
My neuter scooter.
Snip.
I got the key, the book, and the whip. So obviously,
torture device.
A book. So it could be quite literally a book.
A significant book.
A very important sex book. A very important book about how to beat somebody.
You have a book about both, like torture and pleasure, I'm sure.
I've read a few.
Uh-huh.
Read a few. But yeah, a neuter scooter and a book about torturing people, or a sex book. Kama Sutra, figure it out,
Thank you, Cold Toes.
Thank you, Cold Toes. So yeah, I'll be on tomorrow baking a cake. Kitchen disasters. I just ordered my stuff right now when we were live like 30 minutes ago from Target. Because
I'm gonna go cook now, actually.
Next week we'll be back to my channel because we skipped me, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Be back on Jenny's channel tomorrow.
And then we'll be on yours or Johnny's for Halloween for our 3-year anniversary of Sunday Night Lives.
I know. Johnny's got his costume. I don't know if you've got yours.
I have a partial.
I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to be like last minute, like shit, so.
Unless we just all get devil ears, we'll all be the devil. Probably.
We'll all be the little Satan.
Maybe that's not a costume.
It's hard to top last year's. We had so much fun last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause you were I eat paste.
And she was eating paste.
Johnny was the living, version of a MAGA conspiracy theorist, and you were like the dead version with the magnet on your forehead. It was hysterical.
The spoon on my forehead from the vaccines.
Oh, we ain't got no sense.
We can't top that one, I don't think. So yeah. So thank you everybody for hanging out tonight, and thank you so much for everyone that was so kind to donate either super chat or my PayPal for my birthday. I'm so grateful and so thankful and really appreciate it. And these two here that have been with me for, I don't even know how long, Jenny. It hasn't been the whole 3 years.
Not quite 3 years, just under. We started connecting in like summer of 3 years ago. We started like doing a little bit of videos together, but with the Sunday night thing, we brought you in when you'd been on once with us on Sunday night. We brought you in permanently when you got back from Paris.
Yeah. So it's you guys don't know, these two are they're my, you see, love them. So thank you, everybody. I'll try to bake a cake tomorrow and see how much of it ends up on the floor.
Are you going to do a lava cake?
No, that looks too. I watched the video. I'm like, that looks easy. When I stopped and thought about it, I was like, girl, that's too goddamn difficult. Just get your ass a boxed cake and just do that. So I ordered it on Target. So it should be here I should get the message to go down the hill and pick it up here in a few minutes. But yeah, thank you everybody so much. And thank you, Johnie and Jenny and Lena that was on earlier.
And go watch Johnny's walkabout video if you want to hear Betty.
and then tomorrow also it's Lynn Tarot. Lynn Tarot reading is her birthday is tomorrow as well. So go show her some love too, and I'll try to give her a call tomorrow and wish her a happy birthday. But all right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. And I'm sorry about the stuffiness at the end of the show. It's the allergies. So
bye, everybody.
Bye.